So, I made a thing. It's a flyer that is huge. Just emphasize that point, here's me laying a flyer on it that's already pretty big. So, here's how I made it. So, first I started with this. It is a combination of a gyroscope, which would be able to tell what way the craft is facing, as you can see there. Accelerometer, which I didn't end up using due to just it didn't move very fast. And up here, another gyroscope type thing, so I would know what direction it's facing as well. So after that, I went and put a box around it, just so it's all nice and contained, and would have something to build off of and add a little door, because, yeah. Once I had a basic starting point, I decided to add some rooms, because people need a place to sleep. While they aren't the most comfortable, they'll work. And I add some rooms on the other side too. Now that people have a place to stay, I decided to finish the rest structure of the ship. The main reason I did that is I cannot add thrusters unless I know how much it's going to weigh. So, you got your basics. So, not to say I did the rest, I kinda did the rest. Mainly because all that was left was adding some thrusters, a control box, and just way it keeps stable. So down here, I add a place where you can control everything. And I add thrusters onto the side, and in the main compartment where it keeps it stable, I add a whole bunch of logic to actually keep it going. So, the thruster on and off control is right over here. You have these outer ones, which you can switch on and off without having the middle one switched on, which will allow you to get all the thrusters going before you actually start them. You control all of them down here with these switches, and this is master one that starts all of them. So if you watch, I can press all of these without starting, but once you press that, then the thrusters are going. And you can see the thrusters are on. After that, you have this section which controls the throttle. Each of these pairs of two are corresponding to one large thruster block. That is mainly because you may need it to control them independently if the back weighs more than the front. You control them with these buttons over here. And these are the master buttons, control all of them at once. They do move a bit slow though. Now you notice we are slowly rising into the air because they're facing mostly downwards. And the reason I have them working like that is you get a whole lot more control, because when they're facing outwards, they're pushing against each other and no movement is being generated. But as they slowly both push downwards, it can slowly move up. So, the two switches to control stabilization are down here. This left one makes sure it doesn't tilt forward, back, or anything like that. And the one to the right controls whether it goes right or left. These two buttons right here control whether it is pointing right or left. Because if I turn off the right and left stabilization and tell it to go left, the craft will once more slowly move left. Once I turn the stabilization back on, you would see this lights up, which tells you it's moving that way, and you can see those thrusters and those thrusters going. What is really keeping them stabilized is the large control blocks on the ends here. They have thrusters to push them forward, back, and in. And there's one over there, and on the other side. Now if I remove this over here, you can see there's also some inside to point them up or down. You also have movement control here. The up one will move you forward, left one move you left, the lower one will move you back, and the right one will move you to the right. the lights over here symbolize how it is being stabilized, because you saw that one just flash, is because the front tilted down slightly. Also, just in case some systems are failing, there are analog controls here so you would be able to see where it is facing